this is Kurt Angle, and I want to give a shout out to the best podcast in the business, Nightcap Recap. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Everyone, welcome back. This is the Nightcap Recap here. Check it out, Specialty Media. Also, IG, find the clips out there. Jim Biringer, Teddy Repantis. Guys, jam-packed wrestling episode. Just a little quick news at the end. But we got a lot to get to. First off, Teddy, what is up, my brother?
Jimmy, great to be alive on a Wednesday night, recording the Nightcap Recap, my favorite time of the week. We're live, living color right here, and we're ready to talk about the road to WrestleMania and other professional wrestling happenings.
And as the title of the episode says on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen, the Marquee says wrestling. And we'll get to that part in a minute. We are starting like this was 2020, 21. Yeah. When we first did this show, Instagram Live, we always started with the better product. We're not saying WWE isn't as good as it was. We're not saying it's a worse product. We're not saying that. But we got to start off AEW old school. Why? Because the man they call Y2J, the man of 1,004 holds, the cornerstone, the blueprint, whatever you want to call him, Chris Jericho, back in AEW. There was rumors going around that he had signed. They extended him. Nobody knew when he was coming. But Dynamite in Winnipeg. Wow. What a response for Chris Jericho. Everybody jacked up. I'm jacked up. You're jacked up.
The demo god, the Ocho. I mean, we could go nickname after nickname. But yeah, absolutely. We saw today on Twitter, Sean Ross Sapp put some news out, says, I don't do April Fool's jokes. We thought maybe somebody was throwing a curveball at us. Didn't know what to believe. You said you saw Dynamites in Winnipeg. You put 2 and 2 together. Show kicks off. Judas blasting. Crowd shocked. They're showing their faces. And who comes out? Chris Jericho, shredded. Best shape he's been in a while. He hasn't wrestled in about a year. I was just listening to Van Vliet and Sam Roberts on an episode they did together. Jericho last wrestled April 6th of 2025 at Dynasty against Bandito. So it's been a long time since he's been in the ring, and he's done a really good job of getting him into shape. What a way to kick off the show for people just tuning in, texting their friends and saying, hey, you better tune in. Chris Jericho's back. For people just saying, hey, we're going to continue to watch this show because Jericho is back in AEW after months of rumors that he might be going back to WWE.
I mean, months. It felt like a year of rumors.
True.
That it was
almost a whole year.
Almost the whole year of, he's going back to WWE. He's going to have one final run, this and that. We'll get the final story on how things were negotiated. I know Tony Khan put time on his contract, which should have been over by now. That time extended for injury, doing concerts, whatever, should have been over by now. Mm-hmm. But again, we were discussing this off whether, he didn't like the fact that he was just going to go there and just be a legend used whenever, or he felt like he had something left in him, or there's some beef with him and Triple H, or he still holds a grudge about not being in the main event. I don't know. But I'll say this. Shout out to my buddy Jeremy, who we'll have on the program coming up in a little bit to preview some WrestleMania stuff. I was on his show talking wrestling with Stevie, and I said this when we were putting 2 to 2 together. I said, even though AEW's numbers, their ratings have been really good, and I stopped caring about the ratings a while ago because everybody's negative about them. They're really like 2021 levels again, not a million, but they're climbing up. But I said, what a way to pop a number, put that news out. And about Jericho back in AEW, but when is he going to return? Okay, people got tuned in Dynamite. It's like, okay, yeah, now you're telling everybody, and now you got to put this Dynamite on. Does he come back? Is it just I'm home? Is he coming back on for something else later? Now you got to stay tuned in, and I think that's great marketing by whoever leaked this information.
Yeah, agreed, Jimmy. And I think we both were talking and saying that he didn't want to be a nostalgia act. That's what I'm going to say. We'll find out the details. We'll find out how close he might have been to going back, what the negotiations were, what they had on the table for him. I'm going to guess we heard back during the COVID days, the pandemic era, that Christian was offered a contract to stay with WWE, but Vince told him, you're just going to be a guy that jobs and loses to the up-and-coming talent. Christian said, hell no, I still could be a useful part of the product. I still got something in the tank here. Went to AEW, much like he went to TNA the decade prior to that, And we see he's one of the top guys. He's reinvented himself. So Jericho probably got something similar from TKO and Triple H saying, hey, we'll have you come in, do the big return. You've seen the legends having their final little runs here with Cena, Styles. I'm sure Jericho was offered a Hall of Fame spot, a year-long retirement tour, and he said, you know what? I'm not ready to hang it up yet. I still think I could contribute. That's what I think we might find out is happening here. Jericho will be back at some point. Maybe now's not the time, but maybe he still thinks he could contribute and do other things.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, as somebody said to me, I think we still haven't gotten that babyface world title run from Chris Jericho ever. Like, he's never had a babyface world title run.
That's a good point, Jimmy.
Like, when he won the Undisputed Championship, he was a heel. When he re-won the World Championship, when he came back, he was a heel. The AEW World Title run, he was a heel. He's never had a babyface run with the championship.
That's a hell of a point. I never even thought about that.
Like, I would like to see what a babyface... Like, he's had babyface runs with other titles. I don't recall having him and being a world champion as a babyface. Like, even his title run with the ROH title was a heel.
And it's funny because we know the title reign that wasn't with the Triple H victory back in 2000.
Yeah.
He was pure babyface there. The crowd was popping so loud that night. That would have been the run right there, and it never happened. And he's never really had that babyface run, like you just said. And
he had to wait to get the world title until 2020. Not 2021. 2001. He got the end of 2001 after December. He wins the world title and then loses to Triple H.
So almost 3 years after his debut is when he finally gets his first undisputed world title. Doesn't even get that long of a reign. Was able to reinvent himself with the suit and tie. Got a nice deserved run with that. But again, that was a heel character. And then he did it again during that top feud with CM Punk after that. So
yeah,
he's never had that babyface run.
No, he's never had a babyface run as world champion. I'd love to see it, to be honest.
I would too. It just seems like it's not going to happen anytime soon.
No.
In WWE.
Well, in WWE. And I don't know about AEW right now because the product is so hot. Like, I feel like the product is getting back to 2021 levels. Like, when we were at your house, we were all out where, like, everybody debuted. There was Danielson, Adam Cole, like, dude, the Elite, like, everything. That was just so hot. Like, we went to Full Gear that year. It was just, like, super hot. And it just feels like we're getting back to that level again. And I was thinking about this too. I said this also on another show, and I want to bring it here. I want to get your idea on this. We know All In is back at Wembley Stadium this year, right? Okay. There's two directions you can go for the world title. We know Will Ospreay is going to be in the world title match at All In. We know it. He's probably going to win the world title there, most likely. Like, but if that's how I'm booking it, he's going to win okay. But who's his opponent? Do you go Omega Ospreay 3 there? But the company is doing so well with MJF as champion. Do you make the switch at Dynasty? Like, I don't know if you can do that right now.
I don't know. I'm going to tell you my opinion without even asking you yours. I think you keep the title on MJF because that you would have a solid heel going into another country and going against a hero over there in Wembley and Will Ospreay. I think that's a ready-made feud that we can squeeze a lot out of that. I would love to see Omega and Ospreay 3, and I think we're going to get it. But I think the story is right there with MJF and Ospreay. I think that's what you have to do because, like you said, ratings are doing well right now with MJF as the champ.
Well, that too, and it's like, for me, like, I loved Omega Ospreay too with the Forbidden Door. Like, it was great. But that's how many people know the history of if you followed it, you knew about the U.S. title match that led into the Forbidden Door. Like, you knew their history. The hardcore fans know that history. I don't know to sell pay-per-view buys. I don't know how many hardcore fans and casual fans really know that. You would have to do a really good video package for people to understand that one. I agree with you, especially with MJF doing so much promotion elsewhere with the movies and doing all this stuff. To have him as your world champion, to have the AEW world title present in these promotions That's so huge for this company right now.
Agreed, Jimmy. I think this is the title reign that's going to solidify. We already knew what kind of talent MJF was from the time this company started and what he's been doing from such a young age. Even his first title reign, we said this guy's destined for greatness. He kind of like lost a little bit there with that babyface turn with the Adam Cole stuff, the injury. But I think he's found a new. Again, you know how we've been saying Roman Reigns needs some kind of like not a reboot of the character, but a refresh.
Refresh.
I feel like MJF has figured out it's the same character, but there's something a little different. He made
a little more edgy. A little bit more edgy back to what he was when he came in.
He's making the necessary tweaks, and on top of the coverage he's getting in Hollywood, that's kind of where he's destined, I think, and where he has said that he'd like to go to. This is the reign that's going to solidify him as the guy. Every big time superstar has that one title reign you look back on, you're like, that's the one. He might have held it multiple times, but that's the one that got him to that level. Right now, this is the one for MJF. So I think you got to prolong that as long as you can.
I think you get it to Wembley where Ospreay eventually goes over to win the title. That's where you have to go. To me, like Omega and MJF's going to be a killer match. It's going to be awesome. By the way, shout out Mike Bailey. Promo skills. Like, dude, I didn't even know you had these.
Where was this? Why are we not letting this guy talk on the microphone more often? That was awesome.
Like, I felt like he was just like a big job guy, but like this dude is like legit.
Well, a year ago, so I was at Dynasty in Philly a year ago, and I remember seeing Bailey and Kevin. Forgive me for not knowing his name. He's in the
Knight.
Kevin Knight, the guy that's in the team with him in Jet Speed. Those guys had a triple threat with Omega, and I was like, these guys are going to be like studs here in the near future, and they've both been used a lot in the past year. So Bailey finally getting some mic time and taking the most of his opportunity. Good for him.
Right, exactly. Now, one match I'm definitely looking forward to at Dynasty. I know I haven't watched the AEW pay-per-view in probably a while, but I think the best to me would be FTR versus Edge and Christian, Cope and Cage, whatever. That's going to be a hell of a match.
Oh, I can't wait for that. Those guys are going to go old school tag team. We're going to get like a Midnight, the Rock and Roll Express and Midnight Express, like kind of love letter. I feel like Dennis Condrey passed away recently, so rest in peace to him. But I think knowing that those guys knack for love of tag team wrestling, we're going to get an old school tag team wrestling match. And another thing AEW's done well in this kind of like rise that they've had now, the women's division is getting a lot more attention finally. Like Tekla.
Shout out Tekla for carrying this company right now. I mean, look, let's not kid ourselves. Tony Storm
carried it for a while.
Obviously, you know, we have Mercedes with TBS Championship, but everybody's up in their game. And I feel like Tekla, you know, new extension with the title, like Tony Storm's gone away. We don't know. Like, it's not injury related. Storyline. They say, I don't know if it's storyline. They say she's not going to be wrestling for a while. She's not going to be on TV for a while.
She could be having a child. That is possible.
That is possible. So I don't know, but the fact is, I think they're turning it into, because of her Hollywood character, it's going to be like a Who Shot JR type thing.
I like that.
So I think they know, and I also think Tony, as much as he tries to put like TK tries to compact everything, he's getting back to being simple again. He's doing the necessary tweaks to keep the company relevant again and not focusing on the other company anymore and not taking shots at WWE and just getting back to what worked.
And I'm loving this promotion of the God versus the devil as well for the Dynasty. I mean, you can't get better promotion than that. I mean, that's great. People see that, they're like, well, we gotta tune into this.
Yeah.
But yeah, agreed on the women's division. We have to pivot and go to the other talent that you have there. And she's shown that she's great on the mic, great in the ring. Willow Nightingale's involved. Chris Statlander's there. I'm loving this influx of new women's talent with Megan Bain and everything that they're doing. So kudos to Tony, because even when they were hot, we would come on this show for about 2.5 years and say, dedicate as much time as you do to the tag division to the women's division. That's the only thing that you're lacking for a long time. And they finally, even when they were in their downswing, the women's division was on an upswing. So it's kind of like leveling out now, which is good.
which is good. And they got back to the tag division, focused on the tag division,
Yeah.
doing everything together. We got Ospreay, and they're continuing that feud with Ospreay and Moxley about, Moxley almost killed him, took him out of his career, Continental title. We're gonna probably get the payoff with Okada and Takeshita. Kyle Fletcher's on another level. Like they're back to 2021, dude. Like this is now. Like we always said, 7 days a week is too much wrestling on. Dude, now AEW's back to killing it on Wednesday, man. This is this is good for the business.
And look, we're not saying they're ever going to overtake the other company, but think about this. When TNA had its hot run, 05 to like 09 or right to
2010, yeah.
Why was that? WWE product was kind of down during that time.
Yeah.
That was hot. AEW came in at a time when WWE products was down, 19 to about 22. They were for 3 years they were the better product. WWE took the momentum back in 22 when Cody jumped ship. Now there's an opportunity when people have been taking shots at Triple H for some of the stuff he's been doing to take some momentum back, or at least make it level again. And I think that's what they're trying to do here.
And the final point before we get to the road to WrestleMania is, if anybody who held grudges and said stuff, thought that TNA would ever take over AEW's number 2, you're out of your mind. Like, you're just straight up out of your mind. They're not even, TNA is not, as much as I enjoyed going to Slammiversary and seeing AJ Styles and going on a whim and all this stuff, they're not even close to this.
No,
they're not even close to this. Like,
they got a long way to go.
Like, AEW is not close to WWE when it comes to the global impact and all that stuff. The wrestling is better. Some of the storylines are better. Some of the mic skills are better. But they're not. But I will say that AEW is not on WWE's level when it comes to the global impact. But that doesn't mean we can't enjoy it all.
Agreed on that, Jimmy. You couldn't put a bow on that better than that.
So, speaking of Road to WrestleMania, as we said, the title is The Marquee Says Wrestling. You were in the Marquee. You were at the home that Vince McMahon Sr. founded for the home of the WWF back in the day. Madison Square Garden, Monday Night Raw. By the way, shout out to Jacob Markstrom and Igor Shesterkin. Goalie fight the night after Raw on the road to WrestleMania. They wanted a piece of the action. Goalie fight. They knew Raw was in town the night before, so they wanted to get a piece of the action because everybody wants to be on that WrestleMania card. All jokes aside, you were there in the house. How was it?
Oh, it was great, man. I mean, for this time, listen, number one, it's always great to be at a live wrestling show. Doesn't matter what kind of show you're at. It's always fun. Number two, always fun to be in the Garden. You know it. I know it. We've seen so many shows there. It is the Mecca. You walk in there, it feels like you're in there watching something special. It doesn't matter what's going on. WB has had their home there for so many years. But number three, the big shout out to my cousins and their kids. I really was going because I have my 10-year-old cousin's son, Yanni, and then my 4-year-old cousin, my other cousin has a 4-year-old son, Dimitri, who are big-time wrestling fans. Their first, one of their first shows, live wrestling shows and experiences of a Monday Night Raw. I was so excited to get their tickets to have them and watch them enjoy the show. So I was really there for them to watch them watch the show. And they did not disappoint. It made you think of being a kid, going to those house shows back in the day with our parents and watching their show. So that's cool. And, we'll get into each segment here, but you had to have a McMahon in the Madison Square Garden, right? Can't have a Madison Square Garden show without a McMahon. Stephanie McMahon making a surprise appearance, along with a surprise appearance by Cody Rhodes to open the show.
I'm going to be honest. I might sound like a hater here. As much as it's good to see Steph and didn't need it. Didn't really need it for the Cody and Orton.
Now, wait a minute. Now, don't you think it's a nice continuation here? Because people have been getting on this jelly roll thing saying, why does Cody and Orton story need a jelly roll participation? Stephanie McMahon at least has some history here.
With Orton, I get
it. And Dusty Rhodes too,
right.
Somewhat,
But the whole Vince reference was, that
which was interesting. What did you think about this, Jimmy?
I didn't like it. I didn't need it. I didn't like. I know Stephanie gave a shout out to her grandfather and everything,
which was the right thing to do.
Which was the right thing to do. But like saying Cody's not Dusty. We all know that.
I think you can make an argument that Cody has surpassed his father with accomplishments.
This company, yes.
Yes.
I will say I agree with that. Overall, I'm not sure.
For his impact, because we know what Dusty Rhodes means to at WCW, NWA.
Yeah,
correct.
That's what I'm saying. Impact in that company, the fact that he did something his dad didn't do, and the fact that the company actually pushed the Rhodes for once.
And he's the face of the company now, Jimmy.
And he's the face of the company.
You can argue this for the last 4 years. He's the face of the company.
No, he's been the face of the company since he got there. I'm sorry. Like, I don't care about Roman.
And that was handpicked by Vince McMahon, actually, initially.
Exactly.
Also.
Right. So, and Vince went to his house, and we know the story, right? So, yes, we have Vince McMahon references here. We're not afraid to say it.
I'll say this, from the live crowd, Vince actually, it started out with an, oh my God, she said his name, and then it turned into boos. So there was boos for Vince McMahon, the initial shock of his name being said, and some of the stuff she said when she was like, you're not your dad. We're like, oh, and then Cody's like, all due respect, you're not your father. We're like, oh my God. So we got
like,
that.
Are they, like, to me, are we trying to retell stories here that we've tried to do in the past with like the Authority and Orton and all that? Like, are we going down this path again?
I hope not. Part of me was like, are they planting a seed that maybe she's going to turn on Cody and she's talking to Orton? But we know, I think I just took it as Cody needed somebody to slap some sense, some courage into him, because while he says he wants to fight this version of Randy Orton, she came out and said, no, you don't, because we've seen what he could do. He does diabolical things.
Here's my issue, because we can touch on SmackDown for a minute.
Yeah.
Here's my issue with Cody. My only issue with Cody, and I love Cody, but you and I have talked about this because we're big proponents of old school wrestling. We're big proponents of Steve Austin and all this, and Austin was on CVV and all this stuff. I said this in other places. I'll say it again. Cody needs to sell more. He needs to sell his injuries more. He needs to sell what happened to him. His dad used to sell those injuries till the cows came home. Till like when he
whether it was a neck brace or like tape up forehead or something.
Right. Something his dad used to sell out.
I'm with you.
Like Cody got his ass handed to him by Randy Orton and left for dead on a steel steps, right?
Oh yeah.
Busted open, hurt, wasn't sure. He walks off the bus like nothing happened to him. What are you telling me? Like a week later, like 1 week, he's just like no broken ribs, nothing, no black eye. Like, give me something here, bud.
I'm with you on that. Although they listened to us saying this is how he should come back, they should have done it. He should have been taped up or something, right? Like bruised up.
And I still don't agree with him coming off the bus, going through a commercial break, telling Jelly Roll, like, what are we doing? Orton's just sitting in the ring, like, what is going on here? I still will stand by the fact, and I had Stevie and Jeremy, because I told them my idea, like I had here on a Nightcap recap. During the match, the callback to Hurricane and Rock, Cardona roll up with the music for Cody. Like, that's what we should be doing. Like,
yeah, agreed.
That should be it. Like, that should have been how Cody came back.
I agree. Look, I'm okay. The only reason I'm okay with some Jelly Roll involvement is because we know Jelly Roll's got some history with Orton. They were tag team partners at SummerSlam, and Jelly Roll goes to Orton for advice for his match and all this other stuff. So there is some history there. I know people don't like the celebrity involvement ever since the Travis Scott fiasco. Yeah. I agree. I just think it's the natural progression. I think because it was the Garden, it's a McMahon. How can we get the WWE champion on the show? Like Cody said, for the last 50 years, while he may not be a Raw superstar, that title's always on that show in that building. So that made sense. And they tied it into Stephanie slapping some sense into Cody, some courage, if you will. So let's see what the next progression is if we find out who's on the phone with Randy. But from a live audience perspective, crowd was jacked up for the surprise of Cody. We were all shocked for Stephanie McMahon. The Vince shout out got some tepid responses after the initial shock. But overall, I think a really well done segment. Whether you like it or not, or you think it's needed, that's another thing.
Well, and I think the other big thing is how many brawls and pull aparts and same stuff. Yeah,
we said that last week. It's very formulaic with what they're doing with all their feuds, right?
Like it's just like brawl, pull apart, brawl. But like, at some point, it's tiring.
It gets very, and this goes back to your point that it might be too long of a build.
Well, and I think it is too long from the Rumble to the Chamber to like I get it, and I'll say this till the cows come home. I think if WrestleMania was in New Orleans as planned instead of a last minute change, it's the week after Easter.
Yeah,
which forces Dynamite, which forces AEW to go a week later.
Right. Agreed.
And now they were left for scrambling, trying to find dates because they wanted to go back to Vegas.
Well, I still don't think going back to Vegas was the best idea, to be honest.
No, I don't think it's like I don't think so. Like, and by the way, before we move on to the rest of the thing, again, not to take shots at Cody because Cody's our guy. Definitely a big time company, dude. Because brother, if you think this is going to be the best WrestleMania bell to bell, then go watch 17 through 22, brother. Because
I think he said it could be a sleeper mania. That's what he said. And looking at the card on paper, it could be, but it's going to be how they actually
pull it off.
Pull it off. Put the matches. What order they put the matches in? Can they actually pull this off to be a sleeper mania? On paper, it might be one thing, but the actual execution of the product here is what we're going to be looking at.
Like, because to me, like sleeper mania, I think of WrestleMania 19 as a sleeper mania,
and I think of 21. Because
21 sleeper
to me gives 17 a run for me. 21 does for me.
21
personally.
sleeper mania, like sleeper, man. 22 was pretty good. 23 was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, there's a lot of sleeper manias if you look back on it. So hopefully this is one because last year left a lot to be desired with some of the outcomes.
Right, exactly. Speaking of, before we get to the main segment of everything, you mentioned Obafemi, Brock Lesnar. Great. This kid's over, bro. We always joke on the program, Brock Lesnar either starts the program or is the main event. Look, it's a new day and age. We have the first hour of free television for WrestleMania on ESPN both nights. Paul Heyman will make sure Brock Lesnar is not on ESPN because I don't care if he's whatever he's getting paid for this. Paul Heyman knows. And Brock Lesnar knows if he's going to be on free television, he might as well be like Steve Austin and take his ball and go home. Because Brock, to me, right now, if Obafemi's going over, which it feels like he is in this feud, I dare say they should be the main event of night one.
Oba. We got to get the strut on the video clip, Jimmy. But yeah, I said after this segment live in person, I was like, I don't care about these main events anymore. Give me Brock versus Oba to close one of these nights. Absolutely. There's still something to be said for both of these guys. No title involved. The interest that everybody has in this match is incredible. And there's no championship belt. It's just two big dudes. The guy who's been there for 20 years, who's been the menace, the beast, the guy that nobody wants to face, and now the new guy's coming in and saying, hey, I'm coming into your territory, and I'm kicking the door down, and I don't care, and I'm knocking you off, and now it's my territory. There's still something to be said about that basic storytelling in wrestling. We used to get on Vince for saying he always loved the big guys. These reactions from these crowds tells you that there's still a market for this, right? There's still a market for the big guy versus the big guy. Kudos to,
but it's got to be the right. But it's got to be the right big guy.
It's got to be the right big guy. And Obafemi has the charisma I haven't seen in a long time. This is the same as Brock coming in 02. This is the new Brock. And if you want to make this guy credible, I don't care. He has to beat. Bully Ray said it. I'm busted open. He has to beat Brock Lesnar. I echo those sentiments. You cannot have him.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, I know you definitely agree, Jimmy. That would kill all momentum. And I know Brock, if it's up to Brock, he'll also say, no, we're putting this kid over. And this is probably likely if it's not going to close one of these shows, unfortunately. Brock always opens a show or closes a show. Yeah. What a better way to kick off a WrestleMania than Oba and Brock and then crown the new ruler, Obafemi. He's got the kids doing his dance. That's a big thing. He's got the kids on his side. He's got
That's why I think it's the main event, man.
Yeah, I know. And I haven't felt, it's very rare now. You and I are 40. We talk about this all the time. We've been to a lot of wrestling shows. We've seen a lot of storylines. The best thing that wrestling can do is when it makes you feel. The last time I felt something being in the building for Cody and Roman 2 years ago, I felt like I was taking on a story of a lifetime like a kid. Obafemi and Brock, interactions face to face, the music, the whole buildup, the aura of them standing there, that made me feel something. That's special. That's rare. Hats off to all the guys involved in this program. Heyman, Brock, Oba. We don't need I don't need Triple H trying to throw himself in there in the middle of it. You know, trying to make it like, hey, we don't want our Mania match. How about like Oba throwing these security guards like 10 feet was amazing. Let these guys main event, but it's probably going to be a kickoff to one of these nights probably.
Or like it'll be like when they go off ESPN, that's the
match.
That's the match. Like,
yeah.
To me, like Obafemi's got the Brock Lesnar feel.
He does.
He needs to go over. Like I feel like
pull Brock, the trigger, put this guy right to the top.
Like I don't think like Austin has said it when he took his ball to go home. I don't think he cared about the fact that he was losing to Brock Lesnar. He didn't give a shit about that. Like he didn't care.
Yeah.
Like there
was no build-up though.
There was no build-up though.
If we had Brock interrupt Austin and these guys were face to face, that would be a different story.
Right. He's like, you're just gonna put on a random Raw. Like yeah. Like if he had lost to him, like say Austin made it to the semifinals of King of the Ring and he beat him, that would have been fine.
Right.
Like
that would have been the same thing if you just had Oba come in and just challenge Brock and they wrestle right there.
Yeah.
You kill everything.
You just kill everything. You have major momentum and build for this match heading into WrestleMania.
Now I hope we need Brock to get the better of Oba here. There's 2 more Raws, I think, 2 or 3 more. You need to have one where Brock, whether through its sneaky tactics, which it likely will be, because Brock's kind of ducked his tail every time. I think
it'll probably be the go home. I think it'll be the go home.
You need some doubt that Oba can't beat him. We need some doubt.
I think it's like a big F5 somewhere that he's like, it's like
like you can't have it too predictable where like Oba's gonna come in there and kill him. You need Brock to do something, and that's it. I think that your prediction is dead on there. That I think it'll be the go home show. But man, these two. Again, no title involved. Guys.
I gotta ask you something. Was that the best thing on the show?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that was the best thing. I was so pumped. I don't get that goosebumps feeling at a wrestling show too often anymore. That was one of them that I haven't found like this is special. These two guys right here.
So all right, so we got that. Then we had the main event: CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Obviously, big build for that. Roman speared him the week before. We talked. Punk gets his revenge this week. How did it play in the Garden?
Yeah, look, to be honest, interesting for me to see this happen. Roman actually, I believe, had more got people on his side at the Garden. CM Punk, any mention of his name throughout the night or when he came on a video screen, was actually getting some boos. There's CM Punk fans there, but I felt like Roman fans were overpowering the Punk fans, which I don't know why, because Roman's got a lot to be desired for me in this build-up. I feel like he's reverting back to like pre-bloodline, pre-tribal chief Roman Reigns, where he's just going off this aura and not really like tweaking anything or coming at us with anything. So to me, live crowd, they were jacked up when the fight started happening, and the power bomb from Punk to Roman was awesome. So the crowd was hot and electric for that. But I feel like Roman had more of the crowd on his side at the Garden over CM Punk, which was interesting.
And why is the best stuff in this feud from Roman off television? Like everything he's done
in a Twitter clip or something, right?
Clip on the
Jimmy
Show.
Fallon, yeah.
Like everything he's done has been better than what he's done on Raw.
That is kind of weird. I agree with that. It is odd.
Am I seeing things wrong? Am I doing something here that I'm like?
I don't know if that means that he's better. Just let him go off the cuff. I don't think he's being produced on these segments. It's very weird. So it seems like CM Punk's carrying this thing right now.
I mean, he clearly is because after what I just saw Monday night, I am tripling down on the fact that he needs to be world champion following WrestleMania.
I absolutely agree. I think CM Punk, whether you want to go the route of Roman's like the baby face here or whatever, we like CM Punk when he's got the edge and he's kind of the villain and the bad guy. He's better like that.
He's way better like that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Let him have the edge and be the villain and be the asshole that we all know that he is. He's way better like that. And I think that's the way that they need to go with this too. Because I don't know what more you do here with these next 2 weeks.
And well, again, the build's too long. But also, like, Roman's going away again. He's not going to be even at Backlash. So why, like, the title needs to be on the line. Like, Punk as champion is way better. I know everybody, Roman Reigns, Tribal Chief. That character to me ran its course. It's done. It's over. Tribal Chief, OTC, he's not even feuding with the Bloodline. Now, if Jey Uso cost him something and we're going back to that, fine. But the character needs to be tweaked. It's over. It's stale. This is not Stone Cold Steve Austin where Austin's music hits no matter what he does. People are over it. I'm not like I loved Roman when he came back, wreck everything and leave. This was what he needed, but he's not good as a babyface. He's just not.
Yeah, I think that's what we're finding out, right? Like this character is better when he's actually the legit true heel. Right. And I think he allowed everybody just like this kind of tweener thing that's been happening over the last year and all the cheers that he's been getting. Maybe he's enjoyed it. And maybe he's reached that level where they're just going to like cheer him no matter what. Certain pockets of fans, the kids, the women.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at it objectively, I just feel like it gets repetitive. Oh, Roman, we're excited. He's back. His music hit. It was awesome. Goes away for 3 weeks. Oh, my God, his music hit again. I feel like for about 6 months, that's what was happening. And
I don't want to hear about, he's like, oh, well, Phil's, in bed and I'm here and I must be a bigger star. No, brother. Dude, vision is history, buddy. Like The Rock before you, like all your cousins before you. Who did they chant for 10 plus years?
CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Right.
Every promo that got cut off, but people were telling, shut up, CM Punk. People. What? Dude.
People didn't forget.
People didn't forget. I didn't forget. People didn't forget. When the dude returned to AEW at the United Center, 20,000 people. That place was electric. We did a thing on it. The place was electric.
It was a 1 hour show on a guy's return. It wasn't even anything else. It was like one wrestling match, right?
Yeah. It was just his return to professional wrestling. People love CM Punk. He's having a great run as champion. You can't, like we talked about with the MJF thing. There's no reason to take the title off of Punk right now. Zero. There is zero reason to do it.
We've said it for the last 2 weeks, Jimmy. Roman's got another 2 chances to show me something. I need more. I don't know what it is. Again, tweak, whatever. I feel like he's still coasting, just getting by on the 4 years of the bloodline. And I'm loving CM Punk. Like, this was off the air because I saw Punk do this at the end. There's viral video of it now. There's bloodline fanboys cursing him out, and Punk, kind of doing mocking the Roman Reigns, and all that. And then he says, "Hey, the Marquee says wrestling, not cinema." So hey, CM Punk is telling you what it is.
He's like,
yeah, boo hoo. He's doing a boo hoo. I'm
this
loving
is what
that.
we're talking about.
That's what I want from CM Punk.
That's what I want from CM Punk. But this is what I'm talking about. When I want to watch wrestling, those moments should be on television.
Agreed. Yeah, we don't need this off the air.
That should not be off the air. That should be on TV.
Yes.
That moment right there should be on television.
Yeah. Like, cool. Look, I love the power bomb and everything. I like that Punk got the better of him. Just Roman Reigns to me, I don't know what it is.
Stale. Just stale.
Yeah. Stale. You're getting to that category right now. You're
stale.
There.
Look, everybody's like, oh, you're not trying. Dude, again, I call it like I see it. I'm objective.
The nightcap recap will stay its course right now. We believe it's stale. Other podcasts might think differently. That's okay.
That's okay. You believe Roman's still the thing. That's your tribal chief, whatever. I'm just calling it like it is. I've seen a lot of professional wrestling over the years. I've seen a lot of characters get stale, and characters have to reinvent themselves. What did The Undertaker do? He knew his dead man character, the Undertaker, the Phenom thing, had to change when they went into that Attitude Era. That's why I did the Biker Taker thing. Then he brought it back. Then he's changed it along the way. The best guys in professional wrestling know how to change their character.
And this will only work if Roman goes back. It's a full bloodline is returned. Like the group is back. All the Samoans are together. That's the only way that this is going to work.
Other than that, it's not working. Like, it's just not working. Steffi Liv's going to be good. Rhea and Jade's going to be really good. Penta, they set up I think they're setting up an Intercontinental ladder match or something.
Yeah, I think they already announced it, and it's. I mean, Javon Evans is in it. I think Rusev is in it. Dragon Lee.
Javon Evans should win the match.
Yeah, if he doesn't win the match, I think Penta should keep it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that, but like,
yeah, looking at who's in it, honestly, the only guy that would be cool if he wins is Javon Evans. Where he's going to do something crazy off a ladder. He was on the main.
Yeah, it'd be like the Shelton Benjamin spot or something.
Yeah, he was on a main event dark match before Raw, and the crowd was loving him. He was great. How about this? What do you think about Gunther coming back on Seth Rollins? What do you think? They're just like, hey, we need a match for Gunther.
Yeah, we just need a match. I think we just need a match for Seth and Gunther. Even though Braun Breaker's ready, they don't want to do a short build, and they want.
It means Braun Breaker's probably not healthy though. Also,
no, yeah. But I think this could be a short match if Seth's not ready either.
Maybe Braun costs Seth this match if he is ready to come back.
Yeah.
And let's not gloss over Paul Heyman's awesome promo. The last manager standing from the 80s, the last promoter standing from the 90s is Paul Heyman in his hometown in New York City. The ECW chant started ringing out after he said that. Thought that was cool. I don't like that was glossed over. That's a sick line and burn that he dropped there. Very full of truth.
I mean, we didn't gloss over it here. But I know it, but a lot of people just up and forgot it.
Who would have thought Paul Heyman would be the last one standing out of Vince, Bischoff, and Heyman? No one believed that.
No, it's true. And, well, obviously, last manager of the 80s, obviously Jim Cornette's not managing anymore.
Right.
R.I.P. to Bobby Heenan.
A lot of them passed away. But he's still kicking, man. Paul Heyman's still going. So he's still great in everything he does. Logan Paul, in theory,
they won the tag belts.
I predicted that. I thought they would lose. So now Speed gets in there, hits LA with the brass knucks. We're setting up a 6-man, I guess, for Mania.
Forget that. That should be on Raw. It should be Jey Uso versus LA Knight at WrestleMania. Forget the rest of them.
Yeah, because it's like you got Jey Uso involved with Roman, and now we're throwing him back into the 6-man. There's no direction here. We're getting LA Knight in a 6-man match. I don't know. Look, I knew that Division was going to win the tag titles, but
this is nothing but a Raw match. That's a Raw. So like I said this to somebody, like there's big matches, but it doesn't feel like a WrestleMania. It feels like a UK house show insurrection rebellion.
Correct. Yeah, just no buzz behind that. Danhausen came out during the commercial break.
So over.
Came out during the commercial break. He is beloved by New York City, doing a T-shirt cannon. That guy doesn't need to wrestle. He can just do this gimmick forever, and I think he'll be all right. And others, I'll make this note because I told Drew this too. I just look 4 wrestling matches for a Monday night.
Not good.
I didn't realize till the night was over. I'm like, we only had 4 matches. My God, there used to be so many more matches during a night. Deserves more matches. Too many video packages and recaps. Have the crowd sitting on their hands. Like there was times when the crowd was dead, and it's because all you're showing me is over and over this Aerosmith song, I'm Back, the Mania video package. I don't need to see that 10 million times at a live show. You know, we need more excitement. So I think that was the reason that if you thought the crowd was dead at any point, too many recaps and video packages, commercial breaks.
Too many run-ins, too many run-ins. It's just too much of the same stuff. So
Io Sky almost killed herself doing a suicide dive. I thought she was injured for good. She got back up, like good for her. But like, don't need to see those crazy moves anymore. And other than that, overall great experience. I just would have liked a few more wrestling matches.
We used to get a lot of wrestling matches on Raw.
Yeah, and not a lot of the same formulaic, hey, pull apart brawl. We don't need that every week.
No, we need to get excitement about WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania. Again, the marquee says wrestling. It says wrestling, not talking, not cinema.
Speaking of wrestling, I've been seeing your Instagram promoting your boy Ray Kalitri.
Baby, that's
a guy who knows wrestling. That's a guy who knows wrestling.
Guy that knows wrestling. Shout out to my boy, the international shining star Ray Kalitri, heading north to Alberta to reclaim. Well, not reclaim. I don't even know if he ever held the title, but he's going to make Hitman Country Poppy Country.
I love that. That's awesome. I love that.
So he's going to make it Poppy Country. Shout out to Ray Kalitri's head up to Alberta Wrestle up there in Canada. It's going to be awesome. Good for him. We love the ISPW. The champ in the house is Poppy's house. Always been Poppy's house. All the haters, kick salt.
Support indie wrestling, man. If you're ever in New Jersey, go catch an ISPW show. They put on a hell of a show.
And they have some great storylines. He's an old school guy like us. He knows what's up. So, but yeah, again, it's about wrestling, everything. Also, quick couple notes, some mental health things here on the end. Close it out. Tiger Woods and Puka Nakua checking themselves in. Some rehab here. Good for them. Just take care of yourself. Again, Tiger Woods with the DUIs. Too many of them. Got arrested. He needs to get some help. And Puka Nakua, too, has just had some issues off the field. Got to take care of yourself.
I'm glad Puka Nakua did that. I'm glad someone close to him probably was like, hey, if you keep up with this, you're going to ruin a career that's headed like potentially down a Hall of Fame path, seeing what he's done the last couple of years. So kudos to whoever his circle is or his support system saying, you got a good thing going, don't mess it up. Too many guys have done this in the past. So good for him for checking himself into rehab.
Because he could be out of the league real quick.
Real quick. Things flip real fast in the NFL. Someone could take your job like that. So that's great that he's doing that. Same with Tiger Woods. Get the help that you need. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Amen to that. It's a perfect bow to close this episode out. Here on a Nightcap Recap, Jim Biringer, Teddy Repantis. Guys, check it up, Specialty Media. We'll get some clips out for you as well about Jericho coming back. Always appreciate the love to everybody. Guys, take care. Peace out.